It's Erika Rivera, and this is the 4YE after party for this week's episode of Downton Abbey. So go ahead and grab your tea and your hobnobs or your biscuits, and let's get down to chatting about this week's episode. I really hope everyone has been keeping up with the live tweeting that the lovely Becky Fuller, the Isabel to my Violet, has been doing on the 4YE Twitter. If not, be sure to check it out every Sunday as she shares some wit and some snark as the episode goes on. But enough about that. Let's talk about this week's episode. I gotta say, a lot of things have gotten stirred up, and a lot of events are finally starting to roll on, and I couldn't be excited, or more excited, I should say. Um, First and foremost, we saw Mary and Lord Gillingham finally consummate their relationship. It's kind of interesting to see Mary be kind of a little vixen-esque, with her relationship with Tony. Although I'm still rooting for her and Charles Blake, and it kind of looks like I might get my wish a little bit with next week's episode. Not so much with this week's. Um, it was kind of refreshing to see her have her doubts about the whole thing at the end of the episode. I mean, at first I thought it was a done deal, and Tony is going to be her guy and her intended, and they were going to get married and announce it, and that was going to be the end of that. But luckily, it looks like something else is getting in the way of that, and it's Mary's doubt, and I'm kind of glad that she's not as confident as we thought she was going to be about the whole thing. Um, Another interesting thing that went down on the episode is Robert and Cora had a little bit of a tiff over Mr. Bricker. Um, it's quite obvious that he is very, very interested in Cora, and I think she caught on to that, but she responded appropriately. And I think Robert finally wised up to the fact that someone is interested in his wife. And they had a little like row about it, basically because Robert tried to surprise Cora, and she was out with Mr. Bricker, but only doing like innocent things, like just being friendly. And Robert got all upset about it, but I think he was wrong about it. I mean, I try not to harp and like rag on Robert too much, but I need him not to be so staunch about things. Um, Along with Cora, we finally saw the end of the Baxter storyline, and I'm glad it's finally over because I thought that was kind of boring. I thought, you know, um, it was going to be a lot more scandalous than it actually was, but it wasn't. So I'm kind of glad that Cora's like, I'm going to keep you, and that's the end of that. So, um, poor Edith. Um, she did not have the best episode. Um, she basically overstayed her welcome at the Drews with visiting Marigold, and Miss Drew flipped out on her, and now she can't see her baby anymore, which is horrible. I just want her to just come out and say, hey, it's my kid, okay? None of this pretending anymore. Like, that's the only way this is gonna end up happy for her, if she stops pretending. And I really do think that her family will not cast her out. I mean, we've seen the Grantham family just stand behind one another, even though they were doing inappropriate things, and they've rallied again, for one another. So I really think they will come around and not cast her out. So I really do think she's kind of in the way, overthinking this. So um, I just want her to come out and say it already. Um, so here's hoping it happens by the end of the season. Um, some interesting developments with Violet happened this episode. We kind of saw like a possible old flame of hers, which is kind of fun because I never thought of Violet having like a romantic life, and um, it looks like it's going to carry on for the next episode. So I'm hoping that we get to find out a little bit more. Um, it does paint the Dowager Countess in a different light, but in a good way for me, because I love Violet, and her and Isabel like just eat up the scenery, and it's so wonderful whenever the two of them are together. And it's kind of fun to see Isabel kind of turn the tables on Violet a little bit, and jab and make fun of her, and Violet get all huffy and puffy, kind of like Isabel has been this past season. So I'm really enjoying that so far. Let's see. The Anna and Mr. Bates saga continues. I swear these two can never have a happy ending or anything good happen. Um, it looks like the police keep interviewing Mr. Bates about what happened, but it looks like he's going to get away with it. I think he did something, I'm not quite sure. But what happens in the dark always comes to light. So I'm hoping he didn't do anything that he shouldn't have, and someone else hurt Mr. Green. But I'm with Anna. I am a little worried, and given the history between these two, nothing good can come out. Let's see here. The rest of the episode was kind of filler-ish. We did get to see Miss Bunting make a fool out of herself finally in front of Cora. I mean, the woman is so rude. Can we just get her off the show and put Rose and Branson together? Honestly. Or I'll even take Branson and Edith. I hate Miss Bunting. I really do. She's an aggravating woman. Like, ugh, I'm sorry. Branson deserves better. It's so hard to come back from someone who was as incredible as Sybil. So, that's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to go on and keep ranting about her, but I don't like that woman, and they need to get rid of her. That's all I have for you all this week. The lovely Becky Fuller will be recapping the show next week, so definitely tune in for that. And I will catch you all after I've come back from my holiday in NYC. So Becky will be doing the next 2 episodes, I should say. Hope you don't miss me too much. And this is Erika signing off for the 4YE after party of Downton Abbey. Bye now.